Manipulation is one of the darkest psychological behaviors hidden inside human interaction. Most people imagine manipulation as obvious lies or aggressive control, but real manipulation is usually silent, subtle, and emotionally invisible. Some manipulators can influence emotions, decisions, and even thoughts without the victim realizing it until it is too late. The scariest part is that manipulation can happen in friendships, relationships, workplaces, and even families. Here are 10 very dark psychology facts about manipulation that reveal how dangerous the human mind can become. Number 1. Manipulators study emotions before attacking. Most manipulators do not control people through force. They first observe emotions carefully. They notice insecurities, fears, loneliness, and emotional weaknesses. They pay attention to what makes someone feel accepted or rejected. Once they understand a person emotionally, they begin shaping conversations and situations to gain control. This is why manipulation often feels natural at first. The manipulator is using emotional information like a weapon. Number 2. Gaslighting slowly destroys a person's reality. Gaslighting is one of the most dangerous manipulation tactics in psychology. It happens when someone repeatedly denies facts, twists memories, or changes reality to make another person doubt their own mind. Over time, victims begin questioning their memory, emotions, and judgment. Eventually, they become emotionally dependent on the manipulator because they no longer trust themselves. This creates psychological control without physical force. Number 3. Love bombing creates emotional addiction. Some manipulators begin relationships with overwhelming affection, attention, gifts, and compliments. This is called love bombing. It creates intense emotional attachment very quickly. The victim feels special, understood, and deeply connected. But once the attachment becomes strong, the manipulator slowly removes the affection and replaces it with control, criticism, or emotional distance. The victim then becomes desperate to regain the earlier affection, creating a cycle similar to addiction. Number 4. Silence can be used as psychological punishment. The silent treatment is not always about avoiding conflict. In dark psychology, silence can become a control tactic. Manipulators intentionally ignore messages, avoid communication, or emotionally withdraw to create anxiety and insecurity. Human brains naturally fear rejection and social isolation. This fear can force victims to apologize, chase approval, or submit emotionally just to end the silence. The manipulator gains power without saying a single word. Number 5. Manipulators mix kindness with cruelty. One of the darkest psychological tricks is unpredictable behavior. A manipulator may act loving one day and cold the next. This inconsistency confuses the brain. Victims become emotionally unstable because they never know what version of the person they will face. Ironically, this unpredictability can strengthen emotional attachment because the brain becomes obsessed with seeking positive moments again. It creates emotional dependency through confusion. Number 6. Fear is stronger than logic. Manipulators understand that emotional fear often controls people more effectively than facts or logic. Fear of abandonment, failure, embarrassment, loneliness, or rejection can push people into decisions they would normally never make. A manipulator may subtly create these fears through words, behavior, or emotional pressure. Once fear takes control of the mind, rational thinking becomes weaker, making manipulation easier. Number 7. Manipulators often appear charming and trustworthy. The most dangerous manipulators rarely look dangerous. Many appear intelligent, calm, confident, and emotionally attractive. Charm creates trust quickly because people naturally feel safe around socially skilled individuals. Some manipulators use humor, confidence, and kindness as masks to hide controlling behavior. This makes it difficult for victims to recognize the danger until emotional damage has already happened. Number 8. Guilt is a powerful weapon in manipulation. Manipulators often use guilt to control behavior. They may act disappointed, play the victim, or remind someone of sacrifices they made. This creates emotional pressure and obligation. The victim begins feeling responsible for the manipulator's emotions and happiness. Over time, guilt can become so strong that the victim ignores their own needs, just to avoid feeling selfish or cruel. Number 9. Isolation increases psychological control. One common tactic in manipulation is slowly separating victims from supportive people. A manipulator may criticize friends, create conflict within families, or make the victim feel guilty for spending time with others. Isolation weakens emotional support systems. Without outside perspectives, victims become easier to influence and control. The manipulator then becomes the main emotional authority in the victim's life. Number 10. Some manipulators enjoy emotional power. Not every manipulator acts out of insecurity. Some genuinely enjoy controlling emotions and reactions. They may feel satisfaction from making others feel confused, dependent, jealous, or emotionally weak. Psychological control can create a sense of superiority and power. This is what makes dark manipulation especially dangerous. For some people, emotional control is not accidental behavior. It becomes a source of pleasure. Manipulation exists everywhere in human society, often hidden behind normal conversations and relationships. The darkest part is that manipulation usually begins subtly, making it difficult to recognize in the moment. Understanding these psychological tactics does not mean becoming fearful of everyone around you. It means becoming aware of emotional patterns that can quietly influence decisions, relationships, and self-worth. Awareness is one of the strongest defenses against manipulation, because once someone recognizes the game, the manipulator begins losing control.